And go.
Yay!
There we go.
Hey everyone, welcome to comicspriceguy.com presents Tales from the Geek. I am Aaron the Mechanic.
I am B the Dova Queen.
I'm just Bobby.
And
Hey,
we
everyone.
got some comics and some news for you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yay!
All the news.
News first.
I think me and Aaron should talk about a bit of news first, as the very first thing. That's true. That's true.
We got to give a shout out to B. We saw that you had a trailer launch for The Quarry, huh?
Yes.
It'd be Bobby's favorite kind of game.
Oh yeah, definitely not something that Voodoo Lily is good. Actually, honestly, Voodoo Lily will be playing this game. Yes,
Voodoo.
This is a horror.
Yes.
This is a horror video game that B has been working on. It's awesome looking, even for someone who is literally. B showed me the announcement trailer, and I just went, "What is happening? Why would you do this to me?" And then I watched the official trailer, and like, you made a very peaceful song deeply creepy, and I'm not okay with it.
I am kind of okay with it.
So cool. It looks so cool. For someone who doesn't like horror games, it looks awesome.
Well, I think Voodoo Lily will definitely like it. I don't know if she's on yet, but she will have to check it out. It's on Tales from the Geek. I believe we posted it there. So
Definitely. So yeah, The Quarry. It looks like a spiritual successor to the Until Dawn series, but I could be wrong there. Is that?
It is.
Okay, cool.
It's the spiritual successor. The two are not. They're not the same storyline.
Not story related. Okay.
But it is the same spiritual successor. It's a little different than the Man of Medan team and the other games that we've seen come from Supermassive. But they are. I'm on the 2K side, so we're just on the publishing. But Supermassive games, they are awesome. They are a great team.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited to have the game come out. So.
Did you see Chuck said live? Are we live? He must have seen us doing.
Are we? Are we? I don't know. It was so confusing. Yes, but that is us. Super happy for B.
We know it's a lot of hard work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, folks. Thanks, y'all.
Yeah. Real quick, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Make your friends out of friends. And we're just getting started. There's so much more fun to be had. So, join now. Get them to join us now.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Congratulations, B.
Thanks, Chuck. Thank you. Yeah, and if anybody wants to see the trailer, I think it's up on the Tales from the Geek page.
Yes. Check it
out. Super honored. Okay. Now to get into the other news. Although I know more news. I'm going to start it off with probably my favorite bit of news from the past 2 weeks since we were off last week. We have an Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer. And it is awesome. We do have the most beautiful, wonderful man alive, Ewan McGregor, reprising his role as Obi-Wan. And we do have a new young Luke Skywalker, because this is a little further back in time. So he's a little boy, even younger than the Annie that's in the series 1 through 3. Yeah.
Prequel trilogy.
Yeah. Yay.
Gotcha.
Yes, Obi-Wan.
Love it. Cannot be more excited for this one. This is the one that I'm like a lot of people love Boba Fett, and it was good. I watched it. It was okay. Wasn't the Mandalorian, but I was like, I haven't
finished it yet, but that's just because X has been around. So
yeah. Probably not the best for a 3-year-old. Hey, yes, welcome Voodoo Lily.
Voodoo. Real quick. We had a shout out at the very beginning. So B has worked on The Quarry, and they just released their trailer, and we thought you would like it. It is horror themed, so go check it out. It's on Tales from the Geek.
Absolutely, looks really.
You gotta tell me what you think.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And if you like horror games, go check out Voodoo Lily tomorrow, because she streams
So go
check her out on Twitch.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Cool. So we do have, a great opportunity to bring new fans to the Star Wars saga. So true. I just love anything Ewan McGregor does. So it looks great. I'm sure we'll see more stuff as time grows closer. But speaking of Disney Plus shows, We do have let me pull it up so I can read it. So the new Moon Knight trailer dropped. This will also be a miniseries on Disney Plus if you haven't heard. It's with Oscar Isaac and Ethan Hawke. But it's confirmed to be a 6-part original series, and it is almost here, guys, March 30th. And
Good Lord.
I'm really excited
that
for
was
that
a
one.
movie. It's not a movie.
No, it's a
it's a
miniseries.
miniseries.
Yeah.
I think I saw the trailer. Everything was like, wow, this movie looks great. I didn't realize.
No.
Yeah, Moon Knight actually makes perfect sense as a miniseries to me. Like his story is so weird and complex that it would definitely not be done justice in just 2.5 hours. I feel like it would definitely need longer.
Yeah, I'm eager to see. And apparently, according to Oscar Isaac, it's really freestanding from the rest of the Marvel tales.
Yeah.
So I think it's a really good opportunity for Marvel to maybe like flex another muscle that's not about like interweaving story, but just like having a really good side story.
Well, Marvel has all the flexes, so
yeah,
they do. They own it all.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, so that's exciting. Then my last bit of Marvel news, we do have a trailer for the Miss Marvel show. It looks so cute, you guys, and just so adorable. I think it's going to be great. And this is in the MCU as we know it. It is tied in with the rest of the universe. But it's set to premiere on Disney Plus on June 8th. And it will follow Kamala Khan, the Pakistani American teenager that we know and love as Miss Marvel. So it looks adorable.
Awesome. That is
looking
super
forward
exciting.
to watching the show. Do you mean our show? You mean Moon Knight? You mean
Miss Marvel?
Miss Marvel? All of them.
Did they decide if Miss Marvel is a Inhuman, or are they going with a new intro to her, or did they talk about it at all in the trailer? Do you know? I haven't seen it.
I haven't watched the trailer yet, so I don't know.
I haven't either. Okay.
I did. And it seems very similar to the game so far, from what I've seen from the game and what I saw. It's the same story of like she goes and she wants to be magical and wonderful and be a superhero, and then boom, she is one. And that's kind of what I got from the trailer. So I'm not sure.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, she is an Inhuman in the video game.
You mean they didn't go into her whole backstory in a trailer?
I know. What's the deal?
If they didn't show 90% of the movie in the trailer, what are they doing?
Yeah, what's that about? So anyway, please go see the trailer, you two, later. It's so precious.
Oh, Chuck said no word on immortal status or just found powers.
Yeah, I
Gotcha. Fair.
Okay, moving on.
On to the news.
We do have Star Trek Strange New World Season 2 news. We do have a new young James T. Kirk, and it's a casting decision I did not expect, but it really does fit. So if you are a Vampire Diaries fan, you might know Paul Wesley, who plays one of the main two Salvatore brothers alongside Ian Somerhalder. But he got casted, and he literally does look like kind of a young Shatner-esque
I had
type.
to Google him then.
I know him. That's the problem. It's like I know Vampire Diaries enough to like recognize him, but I don't know the actors well enough to be able to be like, that's who that is.
I was obsessed with him when the show first came out, when I was like still in college. I was like a total, everybody loved Ian Somerhalder, but I was like, no, I love Paul Wesley. And it's cool to see him.
I don't really watch Vampire Diaries, so see, it's like a whole fresh face for me.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. A whole new world.
I will only see him as this role.
It's probably a decent good thing, because like let's be honest, Vampire Diaries, a lot of fun. not good per se most of the time. Some of it.
Is that real? William Shatner 91 today?
Let's double check.
Let's fact check you. Fact check.
We're fact checking Chuck.
He is. What a good thing to announce. Happy birthday, William Shatner.
Mr. Shatner, happy birthday.
That's called There Are No Coincidences.
Yeah, exactly.
But yes, this is going to premiere on May 5th, 2022. So it's coming up soon.
Excellent.
Onward.
Upward.
There's a lot of news that I'm trying to catch up with the past 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We do have the Incredible
Wait, real quick. 91
Yeah.
years young, Zolar 12. 91 years young.
He's old. He is old. I can't believe he is that old, actually. Knock on wood. Sorry.
Okay.
It's
Not
fine.
at all.
It's fine. We do have the Incredible Hulk news. It will be streaming on HBO Max, which is interesting. But yes, the second film in the MCU universe is available to stream starting April 1st on HBO Max.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
this takes place in between Iron Man 1 and 2. And it still features Edward Norton. That's the one.
Mhm.
If you're asking which one is this, it's that
That's
one.
what I was trying to. I'm like, what?
So,
Why is it on HBO Max?
The fascinating history of why the Incredible Hulk and why Hulk never will get a movie called Hulk again happens is basically the fact that Paramount owns in perpetuity all of the distribution rights to any movie named Hulk that's live action.
Oh.
Yeah.
So he's always going to be Incredible or...
Nope. Anything that has the word Hulk in the title. That's why Hulk is a main character in Thor Ragnarok. He's not in the title.
Oh,
yes. So it says here, Disney does not own the rights to The Incredible Hulk as the film, and it is owned by Universal Pictures. And a similar situation applies to the MCU Spider-Man trilogy, which is also unavailable on Disney Plus, as those films are owned by Sony.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hadn't realized that they'd done the full transfer. It had just been distribution rights the last time I checked. Marvel was very broke at one time and sold all of their movie rights to keep themselves going. And there's a reason why Iron Man is so big now, because that's the only character they could scrape up.
Right, totally. Well, hold on. I have to say, bienvenido, Solar.
Yeah.
Yo también soy de México. ¿De dónde eras? Quiero ir. Dime. Y bienvenidos. But yes, I'm bilingual. Hello, everybody. De Monterrey, yo también.
No, neither of us are.
Soy regia también. Bueno, nací en Monterrey y luego movimos aquí a los Estados Unidos. Yo sé que tengo acento feito, pero también soy de Monterrey. I'm also from Monterey. So that's awesome.
Oh, that's crazy.
Good.
Yeah.
Nice to see you on the show.
Yeah, small world.
Fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, Zolar 12.
Absolutely.
Totally. Okay, so speed round because there's still a bit of news. Okay, so we have a new Ghostbusters video game. It's an asymmetrical multiplayer game. It's announced. I'm excited about that. I'm a big Ghostbusters fan. I know a lot of us here are.
Interesting.
So,
cool.
Xavier is.
So we're thinking like an Evolve sort of asymmetrical,
yes, 4v1 asymmetrical.
Gotcha.
It's coming in Q4 of 2022, so sometime in the later of this year. And we will put on a Protron pack, grab a ghost trap, and monitor the trusty PKE meter as a Ghostbuster and a team of 4 brave souls pursuing ghastly ghosts terrorizing public locations. So that's really fun.
Okay.
Super excited.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Up next, if you are like, hey, I haven't gotten an Xbox Series X or S yet. They've been sold out, whatever. Guess what? You can buy one now. They're all in stock.
Woohoo!
Yes.
So, good job on Microsoft. They have
Microsoft will probably win this one just on the fact that they will have consoles available for people, unfortunately.
Exactly.
I mean, sometimes availability is all it takes.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have I'm like out of breath. I need to breathe. Okay, so we have a new DeLorean hitting the market, if you can believe that. Too. Yes. So in February 2022, DeLorean Motor Company announced plans to build a new version of the 1980s stainless steel car, and the new sports car is now announced to be an electric vehicle. So it really is a vehicle of the future. And it's going to be built in no other place other than San Antonio, Texas, right down the road from us. So it's super exciting. It literally is an EV. It has a massive 100K kilowatt battery pack, and it has a range of 300 miles, so it's like a Tesla. And it will mimic Tesla's skateboard design, so it's kind of like that same shape as a Tesla, but it's a DeLorean. So I know, Voodoo, isn't that crazy?
All right, guys, we have a few quick notes. Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor were owned by Paramount at the beginning. Avengers was actually co-released by Paramount and Disney, but everything of those three characters were and are now owned by Disney. Okay, that makes sense. And then Voodoo Lily said there's several asymmetrical games coming out this year, so Ghostbusters has a bit of competition.
That they do.
They do. I'm stuck for the next 20 and wait, what's that mean?
Well, stuck? Maybe.
Okay, what? Okay, that weird.
Okay. There we go.
I was like, oh, we have all these comments. Let me get through them.
I know. We got to just run through them.
Love it. Keep turning up. Let's go.
Yes. Okay, so we have The Witcher 4 has been announced. I knew Erin would love this bit of news, so I had to include it for her. Yes, the director of Gwent has been brought on to lead The Witcher 4, and he says that he will not allow any crunch. There will be no cyberpunk again. Again, this is CD Projekt Red, so he's really, really trying to take like we get there when we get there approach. And now that I work in gaming, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, so, and if I could play Gwent for another 5 hours, or whatever it was, 48 hours, I would be happy. So give me all the Gwent.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, Gwent. It's just so fun to say Gwent. Okay.
It is.
And then my one last big bit of news, we do have Hogwarts Legacy gameplay reveal. Long awaited. It's finally coming.
We've talked about like 20 times and it hasn't happened yet. So
I know. And the trailer is awesome. We have 15 minutes of gameplay and breakdown of the game. I will be buying it and probably spending several hours on it because I am millennial and a Gryffindor. So.
I'm a Hufflepuff. I'm not a Hufflepuff.
Erin, you're like a Gryffindor for
Definitely.
sure. Bobby is like straight up Ravenclaw, I think.
I mean, okay, fair.
Maybe a Hufflepuff when he plays horror games. But
I mean, I'm a Hufflepuff on a regular basis. I'm a Ravenclaw on a regular basis. I'm just very rarely a Slytherin.
Chuck says, open world Potter game? Is it open world?
It's not completely, it's not like Sandbox, but you can fly around the castle. You can go to Hogsmeade. I think there's you can go into like the Forbidden Forest. There are about a bunch of places. It's definitely you are a student at Hogwarts, and it's the 1800s. So basically, no one that you know is there except for the ghosts. So like Nearly Headless Nick is there. I think they include Peeves if you read the books because they did not include Peeves in the movie for some reason, even though
he's like a great character.
Tragedy of the Greatest Order.
I know, but anywho, okay, that's my big news, and now I will turn it over to Monsieur Bobby.
Good news.
Well,
real quick, Bobby, before you get going, don't forget everybody, like, comment. Well, you've been commenting, but like and share this so that your friends can become our friends. And all right, Bobby, hit us with some comics.
Okay, this week was kind of quiet in a lot of ways, but for some reason, video game companies the comic industry people apparently thought it was Halloween time right now. This is nothing. I've got nothing but scary right this week. First up, we've got Wolverine Patch. Wolverine Patch coming from Marvel. If you don't know who Patch is one of Wolverine's various pseudonyms or alter egos that he takes on when he goes to be one of the crime bosses of Madripoor, the city of criminals in the Marvel universe. That's a place. Yeah, Wolverine goes there on a regular basis, mostly to just go like, all right, I'm tracking down information. But you can't have a superhero hang out in the supervillain city, so I'm definitely not Wolverine. I'm Patch. And everybody goes like, well, Wolverine's too scary to mess with, so we're going to go with it.
Okay, Patch. Wink.
Wink. Mostly for the fact that Wolverine basically doesn't get into straight-up brawls. Patch instead just gets attempted to be assassinated on a regular basis when he's there. So, it's a thing.
Real quick, Bobby, did you see this news here?
Yes. Yeah.
Lord.
That I can totally understand.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's just
9.4
insane.
condition sold last Friday for $2.4 million. Holy moly!
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Clark Kent in his glasses, says Chuck, for Wolverine in his patch.
Same thing.
Not gonna lie. Clark Kent with his glasses actually does make sense because Clark Kent is not. Superman does this whole I am Superman, I'm tall, strong, super buff, and all that, and Clark Kent is just a completely different persona that he's using. That's not the case. Patch is Wolverine. Wolverine is Patch. They don't act any different. He just calls himself a different name to get away with things. But he is going back to Match Report. This is being written by Larry Hama, and it's being set before his run on Wolverine. And he is going to hang out there with because he hangs out at the Princess Bar, and he's starting a recon mission that he will find himself up against and potentially meeting up with Nick Fury. So yeah, definitely.
I think we figured it out. Voodoo said maybe before Henry Cavill played him because he's too handsome to not notice. Agreed.
I mean, okay. I mean, The Witcher Henry Cavill, sure, when he's nice and grimy and stuff.
They call him grunged up.
Yeah, when he's clean, Henry Cavill is a very nice, nerdy human being. But from a visual point of view, he is.
He's beautiful in every way.
Oh my goodness! All right, you two. I see
cleaned up or grimed down.
All right. Next up, we're going to have, coming from DC, Rogues. This is actually from DC's Black Label. So if you don't know Black Label, this is DC's mature, not technically canon or continuity titles that they can kind of get away with their darker stories, but still using DC's mainline characters. The Rogues, if you don't know them, are a series of supervillains that the Flash have run against on a regular basis. They are generally pretty honorable for supervillains. They don't go for the mass murder or the mayhem. They are criminals. They want to get paid. They are there to get money, and they are there to cause a standard set of heist crimes. And Flash in general will not fight them in the same way that Batman would fight Joker, because they're not that bad. This time around, however, the Rogues have disbanded and went their separate ways 10 years ago, but they have been stuck in the horror in the post criminalization society. So they are just stuck in a cycle of prison, rehab, jobs, broken relationships, probation, and restitution fees. So they've decided that they are going to get back together for one last time, get one last big score that will set them up to be done. But this is going to be a neo-noir heist that will make your blood run cold. Ooh. I'm excited for this.
That looks really good, actually.
Yeah, I mean...
It does.
Black Label has been playing around with Joker far too often. Joker and Harley Quinn and just different ways of dealing with them, and I'm super excited to see other people's supervillains in there.
Oh, totally, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have Count Crowley, Amateur Midnight Monster Hunter. This is the sequel series to the last Count Crowley story. Count Crowley being a pastiche and kitschy send-up to the great 80s horror kitsch, 1980s horror kitsch. This is basically, Crypt Keeper. Basically, if the actor who was playing the Crypt Keeper was also actually hunting monsters, because that was apparently their job, is to hunt, dismember zombies. So Jerry Bartman, who is the, new Count Crowley, is hosting the Midnight Monster Show, and she's dismembered a zombie recently last week after she lost her previous job and crashed her car. So she is now learning how to be an actual monster hunter, because otherwise, she gets hunted by a vampire who has decided they are coming for her, and they have already booked the flight there. So, it looks really silly and fun. Dark Horse doing silly horror is always entertaining.
I love it. I like Chuck says monster movie matinee. I could totally see this as a movie, like a fun, like Frankenfurtery movie. It's awesome.
It reminds me of a slightly more serious UHF by Weird Al. Not gonna lie. Yeah.
I can see that.
All right. Next up, we've got Ghost Cage. Ghost Cage is a follow-up series. I don't think it's actually in the same universe, but it might be. But it's the same team that did East of West, which was huge. If you haven't read East of West, take some time, go read it. It's incredible. Sci-fi, Western, post-apocalyptic shenanigans. It's so cool. This is their follow-up project. Yes, not in the same storyline. It's a limited series with Dragata and Caleb Gondner, who both were the ones writing, who worked on the previous work. A megacorp power plant falls under attack by terrorists. The CEO of the company sends his ultimate creation and an adequate employee to destroy the monster's secrets, that were the cause of his revolutionizing world energy. So, I don't know how to handle that, but I'm excited to see where this might go. I'm amused by the concept of a adequate employee with a monster hunter being the thing. And what did it cost to get us so much world energy? Who knows? All right, so next up, we have the Pentagram of Horror. Are you ready to be scared? Like, I swear to God, they think it's October. I don't know why,
but it are a lot of scary books this week.
It's just nothing but scary. I literally don't. I have one non-technically scary book. Coming out of Black Caravan's imprint from Scout Comics, and Black Caravan being Scout Comics' horror section. Pentagram of Horror is a new horror anthology. And My Own Hell, their first issue, is going to tell the story that almost all creatives really feel about, what it means for your worldly acclaim to become all-consuming. It leads a young man to part with what he should have prized most dearly, and all too late, he finds that the blind pursuit of recognition has stripped his victim of his psyche and mental and his physical health, and sometimes it's going to get down to his very soul.
Oh, Chuck said April has a Friday the 13th in it, so that could be the reason.
Good call.
And Lily says, "What a great time to love horror," and she could not be more true.
That is very fair. That is very fair, Chuck. I wonder if it's going to be the same for next week. Maybe the week after even. Who knows? Anyways, next up, out of Valiant Comics, who I have not talked about in forever, we have Armorclads. This is a brand new corner of the Valiant universe. And if you haven't followed the Valiant Comics, they're a weird and complex universe that is constantly, it's as complicated as Marvel, but not nearly as well known. So you're going to just dive even more headfirst into, confusion. Armorclads is not set in any of that aspect of Valiant. It is part of the Valiant universe, but you don't need to know any of the other parts of it. In a distant solar system, advanced mechs called Armorclads are used to fight wars and build worlds. And on Zeru, genetically engineered workers live out their short lives, mining a valuable mineral called the Pure, in construction-class mechs known as Ironclads. When one of their own is killed, the Ironclads world is turned upside down, and they defy their oppressors. Along the way, they'll discover they're embroiled in a mystery dating back to centuries that could change the world forever, as long as they band together. Yeah, I'm excited to see where this will go.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah, right? Oh. Yeah. I just like, class warfare in armor mechs.
Yeah. Let's not love, but be interested in.
Yes, that's fair. That's fair. And then finally, we have Demons, being written by Scott Snyder. There is a Momoko cover, which is this one, and there is a Greg Capullo cover, which also looks really great. This is intended for mature audiences. But from the very dawn of man, legends have been told of the conflict between the angels and demon kind. Lamb Lyle, a woman of science, has dismissed these stories as superstition, but after a loss of her loved one leads to the discovery of a benevolent, hulking demon named Helvis, Lamb realizes that her life is about to undergo a dire new direction. With newfound partner and awesome powers now at her disposal, our hero suddenly finds herself thrust into a climactic war of good and evil, with no less than the fate of the world hanging in the balance.
That is so fun.
I know, right?
It really is.
It's such a fun blurb, and yet they put it right at the top, intended for mature audiences. And I'm like, okay, what are you doing? What is this going to have in there?
Something
well,
for mature audiences.
It says we have demons, so
I mean, sure, but there are cutesy demon stories, and that sounds like a cutesy demon story.
I mean, it's probably less. It could still be cutesy, but
it's less cutesy than it sounds, right? What Madoka Magica shenanigans are we going to be dealing with?
Rick
Who
says
knows?
yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Zillar says, I'm enjoying the show, doing my stuff while I hear you guys. Yeah. See, put us on in the background. Enjoy while you have to work. It's called bundling.
Absolutely.
Bundling.
Oh, and Chuck, I will state this. Ivor the Time Walker, one of my favorite characters in the Valiant universe. Absolutely love it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And that's true, Chuck. Sometimes they can get like that. They can get like that with the adult themes. Anyways, that is all of the comics that I found this week. Yeah, if y'all have any other interests or any other questions, you can always, send us messages on Tales from the Geek. Let us know.
Yes, let us know. We can address them next time or shoot you a direct message back.
Absolutely.
And don't forget, you can comment at any time and, ask us questions. It's been a lively chat today, so thank you for your participation. It's been fun. And
absolutely.
Catch us live at 7:25 Central Time on Tuesdays. We're here. Sometimes we're a few minutes late. Sometimes we're on time. It just depends.
Yeah. It depends on the work that we all do.
Yeah, we like to keep you guessing. No.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we will see you guys next week when we go live at 7:25.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Chuck. He said, thank you for a great show.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us, Chuck. See you later.
Bye.